Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Connor. Happy birthday to you. This is what you were doing to me when I was in the gym, and I come to you.
You're going to crop that bit out, I know you are. You are, aren't you?
So just to recap, obviously I did put this out on Instagram, but yesterday I was just messaging you going, what are you up to tomorrow? You said, I've got a load of stuff to do, moving house, etc., etc. And then you said, I said, do you want to do something? You was like, yeah, let's do it. And then today I see all these posts for your birthday, and I was like, what? Like, did you forget it was your birthday? But this is how you roll on your birthday at the moment.
Well, I don't know. I thought, I expected nothing more from you, Cougs, to be honest, mate. I mean, it is what it is.
I didn't know it was your birthday, did I?
I know you didn't, but you should. Yeah. I mean, I know when your birthday is.
Go on then. Loads of points right now if you can.
Got it written down somewhere. Got it written down. It comes up as an alert on my phone because I set things like that, meaningful things that mean something to me. Do you know what I mean?
You're such a lie. There's no way my birthday is set in your phone. No chance.
Alright, believe what you want. I'll say happy birthday when it's your birthday, though.
Well, I'm here on your birthday, aren't I? I know I'm interviewing you, but I'm still here. It's the thought that counts.
If that makes you feel better, fine.
Yeah, but anyway, turned 25 today, so a quarter of a century. You said this is with your family not here, like, as in your brothers and sisters, your dad, etc. Just like to keep things low key then?
Yeah, I'm not massive on birthdays, really. I mean, yeah, just not massive on birthdays. Never have been, really. It's just the way I am. I mean, I live every day blessed. I don't know, it's just the way I am. My missus finds it weird. Quite a few other people find it weird, but I'm a giver. I don't like receiving gifts. I don't like gifts. Like, credit to my landscaper, he's come around, he's gone, yeah, I got you a gift for your birthday. And I'm like, getting a little bit all like sweaty and that, because I just don't like gifts. And he's come around and he's bought me a PS5. So, it just took me by surprise. I got a nice hat for my birthday as well. Got some cards. I ordered myself an almond croissant, which I thought I ordered 2, so that's very disappointing. I also ordered some cool original Doritos and some buttermilk Cadbury buttons, and they obviously didn't have them in stock. I ordered 2 bottles of Pellegrino sparkling water, only one's come, so I'm not in a good place at the minute.
Well, happy birthday to you. It just dawned on me, obviously, after your fight, when you and Adrian Granados were kind of having a couple of words, you did say to him, go back and watch the fight and then tweet me. Did he ever do that?
Yeah, he messaged me something saying, I didn't even really take any knowledge of what he said. It was something like, this is a good last bit, when you say the last bit for last, the best bit. No, so listen, the almond croissants are naughty. Get down Starbucks or your local Shell garage, M&S. Get on the almond croissants. You gotta have them a little bit warm with some vanilla latte. I don't know how you are, if you're a dunker or not. I personally like to dunk them, quick dip, melts in your mouth, get a nice little taste of almond. Back to the question. He did message me and he said something like, yeah, if I stood there a bit more and threw whatever. And then I was like, well, if you stood there and threw him, you would have got banged out. So it's just, listen, let him think what he wants to think. It makes no difference to me at all. I'm the winner, and that's that.
I'm assuming that you did watch your own fight back at some point. What did you assess from watching it back?
I had to build up the courage to watch it. I didn't watch it until like 2 weeks after, because I was just so disappointed in the way he fought. He was talking like he had to knock me out to win, which, fair enough if you believe that. I understand why you think that. And he come and done the opposite. So how can you say you need to knock me out to win and then get on the back foot? And then after the fight, he's gone, I knew I was never going to win the decision. So what were you in there to do? I basically fought a journeyman. Like, that's how it felt, because it was just absolutely terrible. I mean, I was up for a fight. And it's not like I could keep chasing him. People saying I weren't cutting off the ring. I was cutting off the ring. I kept stepping around to the right and cutting him off. But then he'd run the other way. It wasn't like he threw anything meaningful in the fight. So there wasn't much opportunity for me. When he was throwing his flick jabs out, on the go, he was flicking, jabbing, not landing and pulling back. So therefore I try and throw a right hand. I try and counter, although they weren't landing, I threw, because I weren't just going to not do nothing. And then just let him run the whole fight and flick a few jabs out. So it was very frustrating. And then when I had him pinned, I thought, I'm going to hurt you here. And I didn't want to let him go. And that was where I loaded up. Really, I probably should have taken my time, but I just wanted to inflict pain on him while I had him there for the short time that I did. And when I did throw, I hurt him. And then he was off again. So it was it was very disappointing from his part. But at the end, was it frustration? Yeah, it was frustration. Frustration for him not even trying to win, it seemed to me. It felt like he was there to just get a paycheck. And I know I hit him hard early doors and shook him to his boots, but he's a fighting man, or claimed to be a fighting man, and on paper was a fighting man. So listen, you meet opponents like this, ain't gonna bang everyone out, and you just keep it moving, keep your wheels in motion.
Eddie Hearn has revealed not officially, I suppose, but has said that you will feature on the Chisora Parker 2 card in Manchester on December the 18th. Has mentioned potential opponents with the likes of Chris Algieri and also Victor Ortiz. So these are the kind of guys now we're looking at just to kind of step up from those previous three opponents in particular.
Well, you got to look at my last three performances. From Granados to Vargas to Formella. Formella, former world champions, only loss comes to Sean Porter. Samuel Vargas just come off the back of doing 7 rounds of Virgil Ortiz, who's pound for pound. We're going to be pound for pound. Definitely one of the greatest prospects in boxing / contender. Then also you've got, who dropped Amir Khan. You've got Granados, who beat Adrian Broner, who's gone the distance with Robert Easter, gave held to him, Sean Porter, fought Danny Garcia. So, those are my last 3 fights. And, this is about testing the waters, fighting, well-experienced fighters. Because when you beat them, you don't only beat them, you gain knowledge, you gain ring experience, you learn about your ring craft, ring generalship. So, we want a former world champion next. I'll leave that to my team. Victor Ortiz, Chris Algieri. I'd rather the Chris Algieri fight. I like Chris Algieri as well. And it's funny because we was out in Vegas doing commentating on DAZN together, and that was the first time I'd met him. And then I believe my team had got in contact straight after, because when they've seen us on TV, they've gone, that's a good fight. And it's just funny because I'm asking him about his weight and his size and all that, and he definitely thinks I was sizing him up. Because you don't ask him questions, and he's definitely, I'm going, he was definitely asking me questions because he wants to have it out. But Victor Ortiz, I remember watching him fight Floyd Mayweather where he nutted Mayweather, and I was a kid. I wasn't even fighting then. So for me to fight people like this, Amir Khan, the Kell Brooks, the Adrian Broners, these are the sort of fights we want. I ain't about the end goal now. I'll get there. Ain't about now. It's about learning now. Forget the lack of amateur background. That's irrelevant now. This is the pro game. The amateur background would have helped me early on in my career, where I needed it, and didn't make the schoolboy typical mistakes that I made early on in my career. But it's the program now. I'm a well-seasoned pro. I'm a world title contender. So it's now just about having more ring experience. Granados, good getting 10 rounds out. As much as I like banging them out in 1 round, does it really benefit? Not really.
How many times do people mention David Avenessian to you?
Social media, quite a few. That's a fight I'd love. Well, why would I not? Do you know what I mean? So,
Can I just, before you go on, because people have got this impression of Avenessian that A, he's an avoided fighter, and B, not many people physically and actively call David Avenessian out, especially after the Josh Kelly win. Is that fair comment or not really?
I see where he's coming from with him and his team getting the ump, because I ain't calling him out. Because there's other fights that I want. So you got David Avenessian, who's a great fighter, by the way. Obviously, you can tell by the way he dismantled Kelly. But I fancy my chances. So it ain't nothing to do with that. I'm a big name. What is he? You know, the risk reward with fighting David Avenessian isn't great. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if he's put in front of me, I'll fight him. There's no. I look at him and he's got 2 arms and 2 legs. I can fight as well, you know. And that's the way I look at it. At the end of the day, Victor Ortiz, Chris Algieri's top Yanks, former world champions, they're the fights I want as well. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, like that's my team's decision to guide me to my way to get a world title. You know, we're heading for the likes of UGAS, high up in the WBA. I've defended my WBA 5 times now. But if they put the Avenessian to fight to me, of course I'll take it. This is what we do. Yeah, I'm a fighter. So, yeah, people bring his name up to me. And that's fine, rightfully so. Carl Greaves is getting the ump because I don't mention his name. Don't bother me. Do you know what I mean? They want a big fight. They want a big name. I want a big fight. I want a big name. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the way it works. So the Chris Algieri, big fight. Victor Ortiz, even bigger fight. So, you know, listen, there's going to be loads of people on the way who are going to go, oh yeah, Conor's scared. Conor's scared. Well, I ain't really, mate. Do you know what I mean? I ain't really, mate. Come on, let's be real about it. Let's be civil about it. I ain't really scared of anyone. So it's I think I asked Tony about Avenessian around how long ago? Maybe a couple years ago. A couple years ago before he even fought Kelly. You know, I ain't bothered. Do you know what I mean? I go in there, I do this every day. This is what I do. So I train every single day to iron a geezer out. So for me to not be confident, I must be doing something wrong. You know, I say in all my interviews, you know, confidence is a luxury for the hard-working. So, listen, that Avenessian beat that Liam Taylor, no problem. Avenessian's got that all day long. But Avenessian's talking about progression of his career. He wouldn't be talking about fighting me. If he was talking about chasing world titles, he wouldn't be talking about fighting me. He just wants a big name and a big payday. Sorry, mate. So does a million other people. Do you know what I mean? So I get it, but you know, I definitely, mate. I'm a fighter, man.
Just to go back to the weekend before we talk about Anthony Joshua, I'm assuming that you watched Florin Marco's victory over Prodan. What did you make of it?
It didn't look too great. It didn't look too great. There's just so much to work on with him. He's got a long way to go before, you know, when you look at social media and all that, you know, there's a long way to go before he fights the likes of myself or even anyone top 10 in Britain. Obviously, he's getting on a bit now, so he needs to take the big fights. He's another one. I ain't going to give him a big fight. You got the likes of McKinson who have been calling me out for about 10 years. Or Avenessians, or, you know, you had the Congos, you had the... there's a list of people, tons of people that keep calling me out. Do you know what I mean? So he's far from anything to do with me. Do you know what I mean? He talks about, it'll make how's that progressed my career, me fighting him? It doesn't. I think he's ranked number 100 in the world. He don't, and I don't need a payday because I get paid all right. So don't need to fight. And my ego isn't big enough to even listen to what he says or his mob. You know, so you got to look at his last 3 fights. You know, on the biggest platform. You've been given the biggest platform of your career, your life, and you didn't look great on the weekend. You know, it was not great at all. Got the win, but you know, it could have gone either way. Before that, got dropped by a lightweight in Ryland Charlton, who's currently, 8 fights, which is a novice in the pro game. Great fight, I like Ryland. And then before that, drew with James Stewart, who's who's journeyman-ish. How can you talk about me? Do you know what I mean? I'm look at my last 3 fights. So it's not great, but he has a good following, which is why Matchroom will continue to put him on. And hopefully he gets better, but I don't think I'll ever end up fighting him, to be honest. Like I said, if I lose my next 2-3 fights and I want a lovely payday, I'll give him a call. Apart from that, I'm on the up, and I ain't coming down anytime soon. I want former world champions, great fighters, and that's what I want. That's what I'm aiming for. You ain't got to throw stones at every dog that barks. You never reach your destination, will you? So let him crack on, and whoever else is calling me out, crack on. Because you don't talk about people that are below you. You talk about people that are above you. So I'll leave that at that.
Let's move on to a disappointing night for Anthony Joshua, losing his heavyweight world titles to OLEKSANDR USYK.
Got to talk about Campbell first, because I'm a big Campbell. I'm a Campbell fan.
Yes, go on. I'll give you the floor then. Go on.
So I'm a Campbell fan. So I've got to address Campbell and people giving him stick left, right, and centre. Think about my fight with Paynard, where I got dropped twice heavy in the first round. I got up and managed to put him down twice in the last 2 rounds. But, if I listen to all the critics and listen to all the naysayers and all the, he is where he is because he's dead, because Campbell's getting it, the exact same thing. I can't, it's parallel. Mine and Campbell's career is parallel in terms of what's happened. My start of my career was misery, mate, for about a year or 2. Absolute misery, because I'm just like, can't you give me a break? Like, I'm a young kid trying to do what I got to do, trying to be great, and all you lot are doing is rinsing me. It's bollocks. Like, it actually is bollocks, and it pains me every single time I see it, because it's just like, you lot are so sad. And I go on, and I know I can go on and get upset about it, but listen, he will learn from this, and he will get better. He will continue to get better, 1,000,000%. And it's how he takes it, which is whether he has the rematch or whether he doesn't. Obviously I rematched Paynard because I had to, in my head, prove I was better. If the public are saying X, Y, Z, I've got to show, listen, I'm going to come back a new and improved fighter. I'll show you I can outbox this kid. Not just beat him, but outbox this kid. I didn't want to fight Paynard again. I know I can fight. I'll outbox him, which is exactly what I've done, including though he switched southpaw. So, yeah, so I just had to touch on that. He'll come back and he'll be better for that. These hard nights are going to prepare him for later on in his career. You'd rather have it now than later on, Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very difficult learning fight for Campbell Hatton, but the stick he's got on social media and across kind of interviews that he's given afterwards and that, there's just no need for it, because it wasn't, I always think, when you get a decision, if people don't believe he won or they believe it was a draw, etc., it's not his fault that, but I think Campbell's attitude afterwards that he felt that he did enough to win the fight, and that's his opinion. So, but the stick he's got is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, listen, you ain't got to listen to nobody, but listen to anybody but your team, and that's why I grew to not like people. That's why I don't like people. Don't get me wrong, I like people, but it makes you just not like people when you hear things like this. So I was watching the news the other day, and there was this disabled kid on there who's played for, I can't remember what football team it was, and he was a keeper. And then they showed all the abuse he had been getting on social media, and mate, it just made me like sick to my stomach. Like, it's just like, I don't get it. I actually do not get it. I don't have social media on my phone. I don't have it on my phone. It makes me absolutely sick to the core. But yet they can bring up, if you post something about COVID, that comes up. All this comes up. They can stop it. They can stop all this. So it's just horrible because it makes the world not a nice place to live in when you can allow people to come in your front door, give you a slap and then do nothing about it. You know, make you feel a certain type of way. And I'm angry about it now because I know how Campbell's feeling. I don't care who you are, you know, sticks and stones, you know, that saying, they break your bones but words will never hurt me. That's, you know, it's just annoying, man. And I think there is something that needs to be done about it. At the end of the day, you want to talk about a silver spoon, then that silver spoon is me pouncing off my dad. That's silver spoon. You know, at the end of the day, I fight for my living, I fight for my money. And I fight because I love to fight. And, you know, Campbell's doing exactly the same. Because I bet all you people out there who are slating him, if your parents had money, you lot would be pouncing off them. That's what you lot would be doing. So don't be getting them rinsing, you know, someone who's going out there who has to actually fight for their money. So.
Well, I think from Eddie Hearn's comments, it does seem likely that Campbell will rematch Martinez, I'm assuming in his next fight, and which will be, like I said, in esque of what you did with Cedric Paynard. So we'll see how he gets on and how he improves.
Yeah, sorry, went on a rant there. It's not a Conor Benn interview if I don't have a rant.
Obviously not. Yeah, let's talk about a disappointing night for Anthony Joshua. What did you make of it?
First off, what an atmosphere, what an event that was put on. It was absolutely incredible. It all felt surreal. You had like helicopters flying above you, you had like the fireworks, and it was an event. You know, and it felt, you know, what an atmosphere in there, everyone there for AJ. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm sure everyone has their opinions as to what they say. You got all the armchair boxers that have their opinion on it. I just think the strategy was wrong. I think the tactics was wrong. But then again, that's my opinion. And you know, he gave a magician room to perform tricks. Usyk is an unbelievable fighter. You know, is he up there for pound? I'd say so. But if it was me, I think out of all the times AJ's come in heavy, it should have been that night. Should have been the case. Bullied him around the ring, manhandled him, let him know he's in with a big heavyweight. Set the tone straight away. Go in there, let your threes and fours go, and let him know, you know, you're with a big fighter here. You know, you're in with a big boy in there. You know, but then again, you can't hit what you can't see. So it's just one of the things. Boxing, it's a funny old game. I said to people, if it goes past 8, it's any man's land.
The majority of people that have given their opinion, like yourself, after this fight on Saturday, have said pretty much the same thing, that he needs to go in there, use his size and stick it on him. Now, is that the only way that AJ can beat Alexander Usyk? Because obviously, talking to Eddie Hearn more so yesterday, the plan was to try and outbox Usyk. So the only way AJ wins is to do what we're all saying that he should do?
1,000,000%. I don't think anyone's outboxing Usyk. And it's hard to believe that was the tactic going in. I mean, AJ has the power, he has the speed, the athleticism, the skill set, the boxing brain to go in there and rough him up, so to speak. You know, punch him up, all them expressions, go in and manhandle him. You know, 3s and 4s. You know, AJ had him hurt a few times, double up on the attacks. I don't know if he was hesitant and worried about what was coming back. But then again, with Usyk's movement, from lateral movement to up and down, maybe AJ didn't want to engage because, you know, he weren't confident in any of them shots landing. I don't know what was in AJ's head when he was in there. But, you know, if it's me, I'll use my weight to my advantage. You know, look what Chisora done, left the blueprint, in my opinion. I think Chisora won the fight with Usyk, in my opinion. I really do. I don't know, what do you think? You were there. We were there.
I think that Chisora has a fair shout to win that fight. I didn't personally think that Derek did quite enough to win that fight, to be honest. But when you say Chisora put the blueprint there, or at least the foundations of a blueprint on how to beat Alexander Usyk. I think you're bang on with that.
Yeah, and I know he's a very robust fighter. He goes in there and he'll sit on you, lean on you, and by all means necessary get the win. I think AJ's more, as he says, as a boxer puncher. But I think even when you watch AJ early on in his career, when he was letting his threes and fours go, with no fear, no hesitant, he was just, that killer instinct, so to speak, going there and, take him out, wipe him out. You got the power to do it. You know you got the power to do it because you've done it, a million times before. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plans out the next fight. What weight AJ comes in at, what his mindset is, what his ring walk's like. It's going to be interesting. But then you see the same with the Ruiz fight, done what he had to do to win. And he managed to change. It wasn't necessarily the most entertaining fight, the second fight, but he done what he had to do to win. Hopefully he can do what he needs to do to win in the rematch.
I just want to pick up on something that Eddie said in his interview yesterday. He said that after the Ruiz fight, after this fight, people are analysing Joshua's body language. He's, like you just mentioned there, his ring walk, everything. They're analysing it too much rather than just say that he underperformed and Usyk was very good. Or on the night in New York, he was beaten on the night by a better man. But we've done this. Everyone's done it from the Ruiz fight to the fight on Saturday. It's almost looking for all these different reasons to why Anthony underperformed or didn't perform how we half expected him or expected him to do.
I don't know, Max. I think body language is everything. So I don't think people are trying to look into finding excuses as to why AJ lost. I think it's...
The Ruiz fight they did.
I disagree. I think body language is everything. And myself watching the ring, I think a few things looked off to me, personally. Yeah, it looked off. And I'm not going, oh yeah, it just looks off in comparison to other ring walks.
But if he'd won the fight, then subconsciously, would you have still picked up on the things that you did along the ring walk?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. In my opinion, anyway, I would have, because I'm a fighter. So I would have gone, oh, he looks a bit different here. He's talking a bit different. His body language is a bit different here. It looked like a victory lap when he was walking into the fight with Usyk. So, but it's because AJ is quite consistent with the way he is. When he does something off, like when he's gone, yeah, I'm a clap man's jaw. You go, hold on a minute, where'd that come from? Because he's so consistent with just who he is. When he does something off, like the ring walk, the victory lap, it's like, okay, you ain't done that before, really. Like, to that extent, where, he's playing with the security, like, mucking around before he gets in the ring. It's like, if he would have won, he would have won still, but it's just different. It's just, I don't know, it's just mad, isn't it? Everyone's different, I mean, I've come out of ring walks, and you can see in my body language the way I am before I fight. My fight in Glasgow, where I was like giving it all, like ready to go. I've got in there and had an absolute tear up. So yeah, I do think body language is everything, man. I really do.
Well, 6 months. I think the rematch clause has been triggered, so they're very intent on that is their next fight. Is there an option here or an alternative to this? For him not fighting Alexander Usyk next?
No, I don't think there is. Who does he fight if it's not Usyk? Dylan White?
But I think the name of the game for him is to reclaim his belts. And I think if he goes up any other route...
Yeah. Just getting the Bonjela. You right, babe? You want to feature on IFL TV? Okay.
Said not today. I think, the idea is to reclaim his belts, and I think if he goes any other route apart from that, then at 31 years old, nearly 32, I think he's just has to give this another go at trying to get his belts back off Alexander Usyk.
What so happens if he loses again? What are you talking retirement then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that at all. But I think, why do we always mention retirement? I mean, people were saying that he should have retired after the first defeat to Andy Ruiz. There were people saying that he should retire.
No, but it's just the way you said it that made me think, okay, well, where does he go then? What, does he fight Dylan White? But then you're going at 31.
But if he lost to Usyk again, he could still fight Dillian White. That's still a big fight, yeah? Even after that second Usyk fight. So it doesn't really make a difference him rematching him in that. But I suppose it does put him in a very compromising situation if he was to lose that second fight.
Well, we got to remember Dylan White I know he's claimed back that loss where he got KO'd. But you win some, you lose some. You know, it's life. It happens. You know, bad days in the office. Sometimes there's a better man in there, and that's fine. What boxing's done is boxing's MMA. No one cares if you lose. You lose, that's it. It's fine. You know, you roll on, you move on, you dust yourself down. In boxing, when you lose, it's the end of the world. You're finished and all that. I ain't had it yet, but I will have it. 1,000,000%, I will have it. But listen, you keep moving. We're fighters. It's what we do. We love to fight. We love to entertain. And you know, listen, he'll be back. It's just a matter of what the tactics are and what the game plan is. In my opinion, I think the game plan and strategy is everything in a rematch of Usyk. Definitely.
Okay, well, Conor, listen, appreciate your time on your birthday in your home. What are you going to do now?
What am I going to do? I might order some apple crumble from the Ned. Yeah. I haven't really decided yet. I might have, don't know, chocolate buttons didn't come. By the way, have you had chocolate buttons or any sort of chocolate with crisp together? That's why I ordered chocolate buttons with my crisp, by the way. Because I have chocolate buttons and crisp. Put one together, make a sandwich out of it. Bosh. Unbelievable.
Never heard that in my life, ever.
What about salty chips in a McFlurry?
You're one weird fucking geezer, mate.
Mate, have you not?
Who made that up? Like, who said that, ever? Apart from you. Like, where's that from?
Listen, mate, I feel like you haven't lived, like, to be honest. I feel like...
Salted chips inside a McFlurry.
Listen, when you get home, on your way home... No, because there's a McDonald's on the way to your gaff. I'm not even playing. McFlurry. Have your fish, filet fish. I have a filet fish. I have that. And then I'll get a large chips. And then I'll dip it in a McFlurry afterwards. Mate, it is unbelievable. Salty chip with the sweet and savoury. Bang. Chocolate and crisps. Preferably salty crisps. If you want chocolate and salty crisp. But mate, yeah, it's good. It's naughty. But it puts hella weight on. Did you know, by the way, eating one pack of crisp, I don't mean this size. I mean a normal small pack of crisp. Say you have one of them every day. You're consuming 6 litres of oil a year. 6 litres. Hold on, have a look. Just put it into ratio for you guys. That is 1 litre. You have 6 of them worth of oil in your body. Grim, innit? I know I've just bought a pack of crisp, but yeah, just a fun fact for you lot. But yeah, try the McFlurry and chips, banging.
Well, I'm not going to promise I'll do that, but thanks for the tip. Anyway, if the situation ever comes up and I do that, then I'll let you know. Conor Benn, thank you very much. I'll let you crack on with the rest of your evening, and we'll definitely catch up with you again soon.
Sweet Cougs.
You're not going to plug your CBTV. It's the first time you've never done that.
Go on. Shout out CBTV, like and subscribe. The link is in my bio on Instagram. And then, because wifey's not here, I'm plugging VBTV on YouTube. Don't know how you can get access to it apart from typing VBTV on YouTube, but there you go.
You're going to have EBTV soon, I know, aren't you?
That's right. You ain't seen the Range Rover I got him.
Like a toy one, yeah?
Yeah, but his reg is sick. EL 18ENN.
All right, that's another video. Conor, thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you again soon.